Nigerian Tribune, Natasha Saraki cautions Akpabio, advises him not to politicize, trivialize, call for due process and Senate. And another one, Serap is saying, rescind suspension of Kogi lawmaker or face legal action. Serap tells Akpabio. Now, comrade, a lot of speculations have been coming up since last week when Natasha was suspended, saying that the way and manner the Senate suspended her wasn't fair enough and wasn't legal enough. And even looking at the duration of the suspension, saying 6 months, that it is really against the rule of law. What do you make out of this, the event that led to the suspension and the process of sitting to review the issue before the committee gave the report?
Well, I think we should get some things very clear. There are two issues. The issue of the conduct, or is it the misconduct?
Misconduct, yeah.
What I call parliamentary rascality on the part of
Natasha
Akpoti-Uduaghan. You see, in the parliament, there is a prescribed mode of conduct. You're not going to get up and start talking if you have not been recognized. You understand? You just don't do it. So, what she did, it amounts to parliamentary rascality, and they had to make concessions for her. But you see, by the time she left that place, the next thing we had was sexual harassment, and which has raised the stakes beyond conduct, or is it misconduct on the floor of the parliament or of the Senate. So that brought in another dimension to it. So, and she raised the issue of privilege, you understand?
Okay.
And she kept quoting subsection 4, that the moment a senator stands up to raise an issue of privilege, she must be listened
recognized.
to. Yeah. Must be recognized and listened to. That's not in the put in context whether you are in your right location or wherever you may be located. So of course she's a lawyer, I mean, some of these things she will know very, very well. So and then she now came to lay a petition. Of course, some senators, they have scheduled a meeting for, what do you call this thing? The hearing, public hearing on tax reform bill.
Definitely.
So they fixed a day that clashed with tax reform bill to hear a case. Then they fixed 11th. In actual fact, it was tomorrow that was originally fixed. They just quickly reshuffled the dates and then fixed another day to bring it forward before the thing became a furor in the public space. And then they came to a conclusion. But honestly, I don't think they could have come to a different conclusion by.
But our petition was thrown out immediately.
A petition, with sexual harassment.
No, it was about was it about the sexual harassment?
Well, well, I don't think the petition was thrown out.
Yeah, it was about the sexual harassment. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it was thrown out because they
said
the procedure it was signed by her.
Yeah.
Which was against the procedure.
Oh yeah, that's a breach.
Okay.
And she in actual fact, she represented anyway, and it was accepted. So it will now be reviewed in that regard.
Now there was a sitting by the committee.
There was a
sitting to review that. To review
our conduct.
And at the sitting, before the sitting, there was a court pronouncement from the Federal High Court that stopped, that restrained them from having that sitting.
Yeah.
They went ahead and have the sitting. Natasha was absent from that sitting.
That was why they actually rescheduled quickly, but there's evidence.
But was it fair enough for the committee to come up with a report in absential or in the absence of Natasha?
Well, that is subject to scrutiny. You understand? Because they gave her a date which was 11th, ought to be tomorrow. But in view of the court proceedings, they thought they could jump it, but apparently she was ahead of them. And she got a court order and got it properly served. They were unable to serve the Senate president. They got substituted service through the clerk. You understand? So, and they say there's evidence of service. Yet,
but they threw out the court order.
No, they didn't.
The committee didn't.
They pretended.
They pretended. No, it's the same thing as throwing it out.
So, and if a valid court order is served, and you go ahead and do whatever you wanted to do, that's why people are saying the whole thing was predetermined and all of that. But that does not in any way, you understand?
Yes.
Cover up for her conduct. And even when she was suspended. Another thing is the duration of the suspension. There is nobody, I think I said something to that effect last week here, that we have so many of them. either at the state or the National Assembly. Dino Melaye was suspended, long suspension. He went to court. He was in the House of Reps then. He went to court and he won. You know, they will win because I don't think you can suspend for more than 14 days. How can you suspend a representative? And you know all those things. She must not be the premises of the National Assembly. She must not parade herself. It's like God saying she must not parade herself as a distinguished citizen of the Federal Republic. And who was so elected by the people, not by the Senate.
By the Senate, yeah.
You know, security details were
withdrawn.
And
salaries withdrawn.
Are you suggesting that she's no longer, I mean, by implication, she's no longer a senator?